Some of the biggest challenges in relationships come from the fact that most people enter a relationship in order to get something. They're trying to find someone who's going to make them feel good. In reality, the only way a relationship will last is if you see your relationship as a place that you go to give, and not a place that you go to take. How can a woman be expected to be happy with a man who insists on treating her as if she were a perfectly normal human being? Whenever you're in conflict with someone, there is one factor that can make the difference between damaging your relationship and deepening it. That factor is attitude. If you were in a bad relationship and you meet someone new, you're going to leave with your luggage. The next person is going to have to endure things that someone else causes. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. The most painful thing is losing yourself in the process of loving someone too much, and forgetting that you are special too. You don't develop courage by being happy in your relationships every day. You develop it by surviving difficult times and challenging adversity. War is like any other bad relationship. Of course you want out, but at what price? And perhaps more importantly, once you get out, will you be any better off? Christ Falconer. And ever has it been known that love knows not its own depth until the hour of separation. There are two dilemmas that rattle the human skull: how do you hang on to someone who won't stay? And how do you get rid of someone who won't go? Sometimes two people need to step apart and make a space between that each might see the other anew, in a glance across a room or silhouetted against the moon. When trouble arises and things look bad, there is always one individual who perceives a solution and is willing to take command. Very often, that individual is crazy. We are born in relationship, we are wounded in relationship, and we can be healed in relationship. Relationships end, but they don't end your life. But people do, often spending more time finding out about failed relationships than finding successful ones. What if we just acknowledged that we have a bad relationship, and we stuck it out, anyway? What if we admitted that we make each other nuts, we fight constantly and hardly ever have sex, but we can't live without each other, so we deal with it? And then we could spend our lives together, in misery, but happy to not be apart. Relationships become rocky when men and women fail to acknowledge they are biologically different and when each expects the other to live up to their expectations. Much of the stress we experience in relationships comes from the false belief that men and women are now the same and have the same priorities, drives and desires. I'd say to any woman, get out of that bad relationship that's turning you into a shell of your former self. Learn from it and get out. Then wait, enjoy yourself and your friends, because, when what you want comes along, you'll spot it. After a few, or many, bad relationships, it's so easy to shut down, give up, and stop believing that the right person is out there for us. Our hearts yearn to fall in love, but our minds insist it's not possible, and we enter into a tug-of-war with ourselves. It's as if one part of us is screaming, yes, I deserve a great relationship, while another part insists, I'll never find him or her. When our beliefs contradict our desires, we experience an inner conflict that not only paralyzes us, but can actually prevent us from recognizing the possibilities for love that exist all around us.